Hi guys, so I'm back in my PJs. Sorry, I don't really dress up for these things. I just thought I would pop in for a little Sunday sit down. And yeah, because I welcomed myself back yesterday, I figured why not just go at it and start fresh and get right to it. Anyway, so I had commented yesterday on something that I want to talk about. And basically, that topic is self doubt. Um, to kind of get, I guess, a little bit on the personal side, I am currently in the process of applying for my master's program or a master's dietetic internship. Basically, it's the next step for me in order to kind of go forward to become a dietitian. And, I found myself as confident as I am and as passionate as I am of wanting to be a dietitian. I found myself to be very stagnant. I was super, super anxious to get started. And now I almost find myself thinking, oh my God, like the application process officially opens, this week. I feel like I haven't done much. I haven't written my cover letters. I haven't done my letters of intent. Just starting to get at my references and fill out some of like the nitpicky basic stuff. But I feel like I'm very behind. And meanwhile, asked me this a month ago and I was full on like balls to the walls, ready to go and wanting to get into these things right off the bat. A couple things ended up happening where first of all, the system crashed, and basically, when it was supposed to open, it took 2 weeks to open, and that was really frustrating. And then the second thing is just I'm starting to get this feeling that no one really knows what they're talking about. I obviously this process is very confusing. It's very intensive and extensive, intensive. It's not a word. Anyways, I'm making up my own words here. So, this process is very confusing as it is. It's a lot to be involved with. There's a lot of things you need to do, and I always feel like something like this when we are just starting and we don't know what is going on and we're just trying the best that we can. That people who actually work for, the places that take you and take the application should kind of know what they're talking about and be able to give you a direction. But from what I've learned so far, that's not necessarily true. I've gone to see multiple people for questions and they've been bounced from office to office to office with people going, I don't know what you're talking about, or I don't know, when did you hear that? And it's very frustrating for something that is so confusing as it is and so important as it is. All I want is a contact that can give me information that I don't know. Obviously, that's your job. That is your job to tell me what I need to do as a student and what I need to collect and make me feel confident in my ability to just apply for this program. I'm giving you money. I'm giving you, resumes. I'm giving you skills. I am putting myself out there, and I don't know actually how to do that because you don't even know how to tell me how to do that. So it's extremely frustrating. So that being said, this whole process, I feel as if my drive has dropped. But I don't think it's necessarily the fact that it's just, oh, this is an annoying process, I don't want to do it. There's a whole other side to it as well. And I think that comes down to, like I said, the topic of this video being self-doubt. I know with 100% certainty that this is what I am meant to do. I feel this flame and this passion, as cheesy as this sounds, I feel this passion for what I do. When people ask me anything to do with nutrition or exercising, whatever, I light up and I can literally gab about this stuff for days. I do research in my spare time. I soak up this stuff like a sponge. I just feel like this is the place that I'm supposed to be. So that being said, this process of moving me forward towards actually doing this, why am I so stagnant? I think there's a couple things that has to, kind of contribute to this problem. And I think one of them being that I just want it so bad that I'm afraid to fail. I am so afraid that because of the competitive nature of this field that I'm not going to get accepted and I'm going to put myself out there and it's just basically going to be like, we don't like you, because I feel as if this field is me. Like I breathe this stuff. So it's almost like if you reject my application, it's like you're rejecting me as a person. And at least that's not a realistic way to think, and that's not a right way to think, but it's just how I feel. I am so afraid that I'm going to come back, I'm going to do all this work, and I'm going to get my hopes up, and I'm going to get nothing. And then what do? I have no backup plan. Because this is all I want to do. I literally work in this field already. It may be small and under the table, but I work, in this field. I train clients, I work with clients, I see them growing every day, and it makes me so happy. And I know I'm going to do well in this field. I am confident in that aspect. I know that I'm going to do well. The thing is getting my foot into that next step. Entering my master's program is what I need. It's that stepping stone. But they make it so damn hard. Not only do I have to worry about the fact that I have my own school, about 3/4 of my class that I'm competing for, these very few limited spots, but I have the whole rest of Ontario that I'm competing with. The other universities are also going for dietetic internships. So it's like, how am I supposed to get there? I'm not this person who does nothing and gets, beautiful grades. I work my ass off to get a mid-80 GPA, and I try my best to do my service stuff that gets, a little bit of research, a little bit of community service, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I try my best. And, I don't think that I should have to spend my entire life stressing about making sure I've hit every single box to get into something that I know I already do well, right? I work with clients already. I know the feedback, and I know I've done well, and I know I can help other people. So that's one thing. It's like, I have this huge fear that I'm just not going to get in, and I don't know what I'm going to do at that point. So that's where the self-doubt comes in. It's like, it's a very, very ugly thing. Self-doubt not only makes you feel bad at the time, but it also stalls any moving forward. So I had to sit myself down the other day and really think about, why am I not working on these things? Why have I not started on my cover letters or my letters of intent? Why haven't I done this? I want this so bad. Just sit your ass down and start writing. And I had to think about it for a second and, kind of talk myself into, okay, Chelsea, you know what? It's time for you to take your own advice. There's a lot of people that have come to you and asked you these things. I've talked to my housemates about these things before, and I give them my advice, and I need to start taking that for myself. Sorry, there's people walking by, and they're probably looking at me thinking, why am I talking to a camera? Or a computer in my case. Anyways, so here's my thoughts about self-doubt. So I think there's a couple things you can do to try to turn around that negativity. We are all about thinking negative first, positive last. But what we need to do is turn that around and think, okay, what do I need to do to move forward? Because self-doubt is simply up here. This is the only thing. It is the only thing that is stalling you at this point is your own mind. So what can I do to let that go, or at least partially let it go, so I can actually take those steps forward and then see that some of my goals are actually being reached, and then you won't have that self-doubt anymore because you know you've already made progress. So I think when you're kind of in these states, what happens is you need to plan things out. Planning is essential. I think writing everything down that you need to do is, as much as it may seem overwhelming, it's important, and it's a really important step. It kind of shows you everything. You feel like, okay, I'm good. I haven't forgotten anything. I know what I need to do. These are everything, and I can just cross things off my list. Do not take this list as an obsessive thing and be like, oh my God, I now fill up an entire page of stuff I need to do, and I'm hyperventilating. No, that is not the way to do it. Write it down. Write down your due dates, and let it go. Move on. Okay? The next thing basically is to take one thing at a time. Yes, sometimes you need to do a couple things, but focus. When you're working on something, focus on that thing only. Do not let other things enter this and end up doing like this and stressing you out. I don't know, my hand motions. Anyways, that's the thing, is a lot of people will have a lot of things and they're working on one thing and they'll let other things come into their mind and start messing with them. Don't let that happen, or try to limit the other things from coming back into your mind and trying to take over, because you need to focus on that one thing. The best way for you to get that done in the most efficient and effective way is to focus. Focus on that thing. Then, once you're done that, you can then move on to the next step. So keep that in mind. I'm working on this. That's all I can do. I can't do 3 things at once because they're not going to be very good. Work on the one, move on to the next. Okay, the next thing basically is to stop thinking about the future. This is a really hard thing for me to do, I know personally, as well as everybody else, okay? We tend to look ahead. We don't look at what we're doing right now. We don't look at how far we've come. We look basically at, oh my God, I have so many deadlines. They're all coming. I've done nothing. Stop doing that. I know it's really hard. I do, because that's one thing that I struggle with. I think about like the deadlines are creeping up. I haven't done anything. It's freaking me out. The only thing that you can be 100% certain of is if you give up now and you don't do anything and you just stop working towards your goal. Because that way you 100% know you're not going to reach your goal. Other things, you don't know what's going to happen. You have no control over what happens once you send those applications off. You have no control what happens when that person is reading your interview or interviewing you or reading your resume or whatever the case may be. You have no control over whether or not they think of you as a candidate they would like to bring into their program. So why are you thinking about it? Why are you stressing about it when there's absolutely nothing you can do about it? Like I said, this is super, super hard to do. We tend to worry about things that we have no control over and just make ourselves stress balls when we don't need to. But that's the way we are. That's the way humans are. It's kind of hard to turn that off. But that's something that I think everyone needs to work on. You find yourself worrying about that and thinking, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it because what if they don't like me? Stop yourself. Take a step back and realize that I'm going to do the best that I can. I have come this far. I've done all these great things. And I just need to put it on paper, write about how wonderful I am, because you are. You are all wonderful. You all bring great skills. Highlight those. You are the best version of you, okay? You are the best that you are going to be, the best that you have done. Write it, send it off. Then let it go, okay? Because that is all that you can do. You control how you present yourself. You control what things you choose to include and how you choose to view yourself. View yourself as someone who's accomplished. You've come this far. You've done 4 years or however many years. I've done 8 years of university at this point. I should feel pretty damn proud of myself. I've got an honors list every single year that I've been in school. I've struggled through a bunch of different things mentally and physically throughout my entire process. I've switched majors. I've switched schools. I've left an entire life behind in Hamilton to come here and pursue my real dream, which is to become a dietitian. I've done a lot. I should be very proud of myself, and never, ever, ever let someone else, when you don't even know what they're going to think in the first place, infiltrate this and make it seem like you are not worth it. Never do that. So that is a big, big thing that I think a lot of people need to work on and try to think more positively. And feel like, if you can't control it, try not to stress about it, because it's pointless. It is absolutely useless. The last thing is, and the big thing, and obviously you've probably already heard it before, never compare yourself to anyone else. There's a lot of people who are a lot further than me, and I automatically have this like, oh my God, why are they doing so much? Why have they done so much? Why have I done nothing? Are they better than me? Oh my God, does that mean they're going to get, they're going to get in and I'm not because they're doing so much more than me? You bring what you bring to the table. You've done what you've done. Like I said, you are the best version of you at this point. Present that. Show them who you are. Take a look at everything that you have done in the past 4 years. Sum that up into yourself and realize, damn, I'm a good person. I have done a lot and I can bring a lot to this. Show them. Write it down. This is what you are presenting to them. And there's no way that this person or them with their building houses in Rwanda, or this person who created the nutrition program for the entire Guelph city, I don't know. Don't compare yourselves to them. They've done what they've done. They'll present themselves in their way. You are you. You are not them. They are not better than you. You have certain things that you can bring to the table. You just need to bring those out in yourself and write those down and present them in the best way possible. So, yeah, overall, those are my tips for trying to get away from self-doubt and not allowing it to basically stop your progress. I'm working on these myself, okay? I need to listen to my own video and take these and internalize them and help me to get over this blockade. My applications are due come January. The internship selection process opens actually this week, but is open till January. So you know what? I have lots of time. I have lots of time. I have good references. I have clients who've given me little messages about how they've enjoyed working with me. I have those experiences. I have my passions. I have my blog. I have you guys. I have all of these things to pull off of. I know I can do well. So I know I need to take one step at a time, write my letters, present myself the way I know myself best, which is that I can do really well in this field and I have a lot to bring to help people. So that is that. I'm confident in myself and I'm going to do this. And I want you guys to be confident in yourself and never, ever, ever let anything or anyone tell you that you are not ready or that you're not good enough about anything, because you are you and you are wonderful in all ways. You bring so many things to the table. If you don't see those yet, you need to dig deep inside, because everyone has something beautiful to bring to this world. I guess that's it. So, I think I actually did that and it wasn't completely scattered. That's crazy. So I'm going to end that off, and on a positive note, thank you guys so much for watching if you're watching, and I hope you found this to be anything informative, but I thought maybe I would just sit down and do a little Sunday chit chat, or Sunday sit down if you want to call it that. Maybe I could talk about a given topic a couple times, and because it was sunny outside, I got some good lighting, so now I'm rambling and I'm ruining my whole thing if I was on track the entire time, so I'll stop talking. Have a great Sunday, guys, or whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.